Hello, stream. We're getting a new team. I accidentally clicked on Jack Manifold. We're getting a new team. We've got a new team. We've got a new team. Who's the team? Who's the team? Oh my god. It's the Blue Bats. Waddy Bears. Smager and Shovel back together. And Velvet. Okay, okay. Hi, hon. Hi, hon. Hey, Owenish. Hello, Dawson, Alexander. Boo, boo. We have had 8 teams now. Because I have not streamed. So we have 8 teams so far. Quick start on pink. Oh my god. Atlas, imagine. Including the best team of all time, guys. The best team of all time. It's the captain team. The Cyan captains, everyone. Uncertain Pine, you can live react to me. It's funny. It's a funny bit, Uncertain Pine. I like it. Hello, Rocket Plays. Look at all these lovely teams. We're going to go over them, talk about them all, how I feel about them. Hello, Moa. Who did I meet? Jet Firestar 850. Hell yeah. Or 850. We've had some mad teams. Let's talk about them. Let's talk about how amazing they are. Let's talk about which one's your favourite. Tell me in chat already. Ajax would have been perfect for this. He would have. The Cyan captains, I know! Oh yes! How are you guys doing? Hi Charlotte, you're not late at all, we just started. Yippee, yeah, lime and yellow? Oh, you're vibing with lime and yellow. That's okay, Moa, no problem. No problem at all. We have some opinions on teams. We have some excitement about teams. This MCC looks like it's going to be incredible, which I always say, but you know, I love MCC, so why wouldn't I? Smidge and Scott are back. True. Side captains this easy third place team. You might be right there. I literally screamed, hi Aqua Dragon, good to see you. How Rolsey? I'm here, I'm tired, but MCC teams, yay! Owen, I like how you're on no sleep and realised I made the mistake before me. How is everyone doing today? How are we all doing? How are we all vibing? Have we had a chill week? Are we ready for the weekend? Are we ready for MCC 2 weeks away? And yeah, how you doing? How you doing, chat? How you doing? I'm doing good. I've been very excited about MCC teams. Couldn't react yesterday. Sorry about that. But we're back on it today. We're back on it. Owen Ocelots are back. True. True, Charlotte. The Owen Ocelots are back. Shall we talk? Let's talk. Let's talk. Yes. Yes, Rocket Plays. Hell yes. Okay. So, yesterday we had a team announcement. Of course, I was expecting team announcements this week. It's a 2-week gap. It makes sense. This MCC is kind of far apart from Pride. And very far apart from the MCC 31. But that's just how it goes. That's how it goes. However, we are very excited about teams. Look, firstly, it's because like TwitchCon and VidCon are happening, right? That's why it's such a long gap. But, of course, we're excited. Oh, yes, true. That would be cool. Wolfie back in the event would be so good. How Purple's not being benched. This is insane. It's getting out of hand. True. I'll get to him later. So when the Red Rabbits came out, I was like, you know what? You're going to be... Coral, don't do this to me. Coral, don't do this to me. Way back when the Red Rabbits came out, aka yesterday, I looked at them and I went, you know what? That's a cool vibes team. I like that team. And I guess this event's going to be kind of a lot weaker. Because I think AMZ's done really well recently. But he was only just as good as Scar like 3 MCCs ago. AMZ has become a lot better. A lot better. 14th in Pride, by the way. But still. Jojo, Tommy, Jack Manifold, Tubbo. It's too OP, Aqua. It's too OP. Then... And you know what? Rambu's done really well recently. I think he's a really good vibes team because I think Antfrost, Rambu and AMZ just work together. And Scar's good with whoever Scar is with. I really like Scar on other people's teams. So I was like, yeah, hell yeah, this is a sick team and it's going to be a weaker MCC. I'm excited for that. And then we got Orange, guys. Then we got the Orange Ocelots, or the Orange Ocelots, as we nickname them. What the hell? What the hell? Look, it looks... Oh, they can't win the Jack True. On paper, it looks just incredibly OP. Kratzy got first place in Pride. I know these are non-canon, but still. He is an extremely good player. It wasn't like those all weak people. Smallish got first place in freaking Scuffed. Again, not too weak of a thing. Sausage is obviously a new player, hasn't had many events. Owen got top 10 in an event he hadn't been in 2 years, pretty much. Almost 2 years in Pride, and then he was in OP in Rising as well. So this team's cracked. This team is just broken. And honestly, it feels broken compared to the rest of the teams. It's just insane. It's just insane, everyone. I don't know how I feel about Orange. Scott putting Owen on Orange versus Scott putting Purple on every colour except Purple. Exactly. We got Scott favoritism, guys. We got Scott favoritism. But yes, the Beans is kind of in a good position here, guys. I can't lie. The Beans is kind of OP. I will promise I'll get onto line. But before we get onto line, we have to talk about Yellow, right? Fire Breath Man is insane. And I think Scott's decided Fire Breath Man and Purple, he can't have them do well. He can't have them too well. He currently put off top 3 players, I'd say, in weaker teams currently. Well, if you look at my latest video, you know it's the actual top 5. Exactly. Kratzy. Oh. So, we have Fire Breath Man probably leading this out. Do you think Beans is an S tier? As close as possible to 1. And then you look at this team and you go, it's weak. But no, you'd be wrong. Because Ant Venom has been practicing like hell. He's always on MCC Island. He was always on the practice server when MCC Island wasn't about. He's got he's very close to the record on Ace Race. He kept breaking it and then other people kept breaking it. It was mad. Solidarity has weird events, but can get top 20. Has proven to get top 20 in the past. Oh, Shane and Purple on the same team in Tumblr. That's awesome. And then Gem, I think he's a pretty solid player. I really like Gem. So I don't think Yellow is too weak, right? I think it has some surprise to it. I actually think, Yellow's underrated. That's a good point of view. The Survivor Sans viewer voting. Talking of teams that are pretty strong, I'm actually going to say this team looks strong on paper, right? But also they're just incredible, right? They're still one of the strongest teams there are. I think this team is still just incredibly OP. It's one of the strongest teams there are. Full stop. But, well, not one of them. I'd still say Oranges. Let's start with Fruitberries. Fruitberries hasn't had any amazing events yet in Season 3. He's been pretty solidly getting like 8th or 7th each event. It doesn't really matter where his team comes. He's just 8th and 7th. Which is a bit disappointing for him. But, given this team, if he can find the right leadership, he absolutely has a huge chance. Because Beckhamon and Impulse is your weakest players. Two players that won their first event. I know it was with Shane. Whatever. They are very good, strong players. Very solid at Minecraft. Beckhamon plays a lot of MCC Island. Impulse is obviously a pretty standard good hermit. And then you get to SB. Now, SB hasn't been in many events. Obviously, he was really... I think he was in 30, wasn't he? He had a really tough time in 30. But that team was kind of weak. And I think SB's kind of a decent enough player. Hello, Dragon Pika. So, and he's proven it before, right? He's proven he's pretty solid before. Literally used to get 7th all the time, despite massive amounts of breaks. So he has had, like, massive breaks. But he had an MCC recently, didn't do very well. MCC's the wild card for me here. Sorry, SB's the wild card for me here. He's the one where I'm like, that makes or breaks line. They could do really well. We have Pete, H-Bomb, Jojo, Puns, and Illumina. I have been told that Puns is not in the event because he will be away. So Puns is not in the event. I could imagine like H-Bomb, Jojo. Maybe you do Pete, Jojo again. I imagine Illumina's not in because Illumina just doesn't go in sometimes. We are getting close to the next team. Let's quickly go over green before we say that. Thank you, Owenish. Yeah, yeah. CPK and Sapnap, pretty strong duo. CPK hasn't had his best event was in the event where Tommy threw, so that wasn't great. In MCC 30, the hardest event, I would say that's his best event as of late. He's had a few iffy ones around that, I would say. He's definitely not been on his top form. And he's been away recently. That's probably not going to help him as much. Sapnap. Sapnap will probably, do as well as Sapnap always does. We haven't got much information about Dark Eyebrows or Michelle. But did okay in their first event. Could do okay this time. Elena, however, I would say has done pretty incredible as of late. Pretty incredible as of late for Elena. So I'm kind of excited about Elena's team. I think Elena is a big backbone of this team. I think it depends on, again, CPK, how well CPK does. Because he's been iffy recently. I won't say iffy. Illumi Goomy? Hell yeah. That's the team I want. CPK can either be very good recently or Saplap. He isn't with Hannah this time, but I think CPK is pretty much around Hannah's level. So I think this team's pretty solid team. We have a minute, guys, until the next team. So, we haven't got over today's teams yet, but I need you in chat to put your team predictions for purple. Could we get the Simmers? Unlikely, because they're always blue, not purple. Could we get... Who are we looking at? Illumi Goomy? That would be incredible. I'd be down for Illumi Goomy so much. Who are we going to get for our incredible purple team? Highly doubt Illumina's in. Yeah, me too, unfortunately. 40 seconds. It's international refresh time, everyone. Yeah, Hannah's not in this event. Hannah said she wasn't. Wolfie from Twiggy. I'm expecting Wolfie in the last one, Editor Twiggy of the shorts. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we refresh. And we have got Pizza Hut. Oh, okay, this is an interesting team, everyone. This is an interesting team. Okay. So in this team, we have Pizza Hut. One of the strongest there is. 4. You're very close, to be fair, I'd say. You've got 2 people, right? I'd say that's a very close team. Tap L is back, everyone. And I know Aqua will be superbly excited about Tap L being back. Of course, Tap L was in the most recent event. Did pretty solidly. But the main thing, yes, with Pizza Hut, this team looks to be pretty strong. Finding a Season 3 event? Exactly, Aqua, exactly. 2 non-canon events under... It's looking good. It's looking good. I like that duo. That duo is kind of a shock, but I like it. Orion Sound, very strong player. Can pop off. Popped off and scuffed. Exactly, Charlotte. Again, another one that can sometimes do badly. Didn't have the greatest 30. But, to be fair, it was 30. It was the hardest event ever. And then Sifrish, I think Sifrish is always a solid pick for your team. Pretty good to keep... spirits up, I would say, for Sniffrish. Pete, fifth win. Guys, if you go and look at my predictions, I want you to go look through my predictions and see how many times I go, yeah, this time Pete's going to get a 5th win. It's incredibly large amount that I go, yeah, Pete's 5th win is this time. Pete's 5th win is this time, guys. It's definitely Pete's 5th win. It happens all the time. I don't know why. I just believe he's deserved a 5th win. Could he get a win with Tapper? It's been a long time coming for Tapper as well. A long time coming for Tapper. But I'm excited. I think this team's very good. Jojo Solos and H-Bomb. You know what? That's a shout. I think you're Tommy Tubbo. That sounds too OP still. Jojo and H-Bomb. It's a shout. They're going to have to be weaker. Bye, Charlotte. Have a good rest of your day. Thank you very much. Quig's a Hut. No. Tapel Hut. Tapel Hut, everyone. Tapel Hut. Yeah, I think this is a pretty solid team. I'll be honest. I'm excited about them. We could still get Quig, but I really don't think we're going to get Quig out of us. I really don't think. Jojo and H-Bomb would be broken in Sands of Time. True. Well, Pete's been pretty solid recently. H-Bomb Tubbo, I'd be down with that. Could we get a repeat of H-Bomb Tubbo, Tommy, Jack Manifold? I'm gonna go out on a whim here, guys. I don't think Tommy or Jack will be in this. Just because they would have been on tour when sign-ups were on. That's my prediction. They could be together, or you know what? A badly new Tommy Jack Manifold team for the tour. That would pop off. Corraway could happen. Have we had a new player? Has there been a new player? Obviously Owen is technically new for canon. But I'm looking. Wally Bear isn't actually new. We've got the captains, technically not new. No. We've not had a new player left yet. There's a lot of players that are returning for the first time. But I'm looking for, I want a big player. That's actually, I thought Quig actually signed up for every event. He just got benched every time. I think, no, from what I heard, Quig said he just said, I don't think I'll be in MCC for a while. I don't think that's because he's getting benched. I don't think Scott hates him. There's no reason that Scott would hate him, so. Let's go on to the Blue Bats. Now, we are looking at the first Wally Bear-led team. He did so well with Purpled that we're looking at a team where he is the leader this time around, which is very, very exciting. It is kind of a... You know what? I'm not sure how I feel about this team. I think Velvet is underappreciated. I think Velvet's a very good player now. I'd say if we're going off the tier list, which is stupid, never go off the tier list. I think Velvet's a B tier. Velvet has got like a few like 15s in there recently. Owen's first canon event? Yeah, I did say that, Mo, but I get you. I get you. Smager. Did I said it and then I obviously went back on it. Smager is obviously done really well recently, so I could sort of understand why Smager's maybe gave himself a weaker team. It does all depend on Wally, really. It depends if Wally can come back into this event and like start getting the dubs. The dubs for Wally. Like he needs to now lead a team. Shovel is a pretty solid player to have on your team. The Scott and Shovel duo has always done pretty well canonically. But, a big but, Velvet is going to have to do very well. And then Wally Bear is going to have to carry like hell. Like hell, everyone. Because if you look at it, every team, well, like 2 I think, has an S tier. And Frost S tier. I would say these 3 amount to an S tier if you don't count at least one of them as an S tier before. Fire Breath Man S tier, Fruit Berries S tier, Saplap S tier. Then we have that team, Purple S tier, and yeah. So they're going to have to do strong. They're going to have to do strong. Yeah, I have a feeling, but I just have a feeling Tubbo won't not want to do it. Sometimes he benches H-Bomb, to be fair, and I don't think H-Bomb ever complains, so... No one tells Scott that he hasn't benched me in like a year. That is true, Purpled. But you simply can't be benched because Purpled's been just doing incredibly well. To be fair, Jojo hasn't been benched in a while. So, I just don't think you can bench Purpled after he's literally done immense recently. It's not right. It would not be right to bench him. He got 3rd place, 10th place team, and then 2nd, and then 1st and 1st. He's just immense. He's immense, and it's only because of the last game that Fire Breath Man overtook him in 30. If Wally Bear gets top 2, he's close to an S tier, maybe. I think Wally just needs a few events. I do think Wally will be an S tier. Jojo, Tubbo, Zeus, Pizzo. Okay. Rye Guy is in his team, probably 2nd place. Purple was in chat. Imagine. Rye Guy is a pretty solid player to have on your team. Whenever he doesn't, obviously he's not always in MCC, but when he is, he does well. Kara needs her first win in ages. Ages and ages. We want Kara to get a win since MCC 1. Could Purple be the one to deliver? And then Eric's always a solid player to have on your team. It is a little weak, right? It would be very reliant. Kara and Eric are pretty okay players. It would be reliant on Rygar Rocky having a really good event, getting like top 15. Purple getting 1st and really leading this team to glory. Eric and Kara are very good players to have on your team. I'm not saying anything other than that. Because they're 2 of my favourite players. But, yeah. Aqua loses Dodgeball, true. They're both quite good players to have on your team to like bump up, especially Eric. Bumps up, make sure a bit more calmness with Eric. And then Kara can really pump a team up. So that's a good duo to have together. It's because Purple's so OP. And finally, we have the Cyan captains. Of course, they didn't invite me. Hurt a lot. you know, I've been trying to make this team happen for ages. Instead, they have Shadoon, Captain Peru, probably leading this team. It's probably the first team he'll properly like lead, because you had his first MCC and then he was with, obviously, Jojo. Captain Gato also had an incredible first event. So I think they're a pretty solid duo to have together. I think compared to like Sapnap and CPK, bit weaker than them, so maybe not the best, just purely of game knowledge, game sense, game life ability. And then you got Captain Puffy and Captain Sparkles. They've been a good duo together recently, but no team that they've had is really popped up under it. I really want this team to do well because it's captain, right? And I'm Captain Ajax. If you go and look at my socials and stuff, it would be difficult for them to do incredibly well. I'll admit that. I want them to do well, but they might have a little trouble doing so. But I still have some belief in them. I think they might surprise a few people. Comms could be interesting on this one, true. But we have 4 minutes until the final team, the Pink Parrots. So in chat, I need some ideas of what you think that team may be, because it literally could be anyone. We've not really had anyone new apart from obviously Owen, as you guys know. Owen's a pretty strong newbie, but we could have someone that's pretty strong. We could have a good time. We could have a newbie come into the event. I'm thinking Wolfie. I can't lie. He's just stuck in my head. He's stuck in my head. I can't get him out. It's me. I'm on pink. Weird Al Yankovic. True. It's the Simmers and Blue as a bait. That would be amazing. I think, you know what? I could imagine Jojo or H-Bomb being out of this one. Jojo is in the UK, but also, well, obviously Jojo might be back because like it's 2 weeks away. But also like Beans is in this one, so like I'm not incredibly on that. Tubbo, Jojo, False, Ollie. I'd be down with that. I'd be down to see a little false action. Tommy, H-Bomb, Tubbo, Connor. I've now Aqua Dragon on pink. I've now got it in my head that it might be Tommy, Jack, Badlino, and then like H-Bomb or Jojo. I don't know why. It's just stuck in my head now. Like I can imagine them on tour. We haven't had Phil yet. True. We have not had Philza yet. As Philza said anyway, he's not in this one. Ooh. I can imagine Tommy, them being on tour, being like, yeah, we're going to be together. Is Misty coming back? I don't think Misty's coming back, sadly. I'd be surprised. H-Bomb, Phil, Tommy, Jack. Incredibly OP is the issue. Incredibly OP. The issue is that Jack, Tommy, Tubbo, and H-Bomb won an event. So, and Phil's better than Tubbo. Sorry, Tubbo fans. He just is. I could see a Philza H-Bomb team. Maybe a Philza Jojo team. Tubbo, Jojo, Phil, False. Yeah, I could see that team. We haven't... I would have expected, purely based on... I'm going to show you something funny. Hermit. I would have expected if False was in it, that False would have been in green. But if False signed up, that's making me think. Anyway, we've got a minute. We've got less than a minute now for the team to come out. So, it's international refresh time, everyone. Who are we going to get? I'm super excited. I'm very excited for this one. Please make sure to like the video, subscribe. My predictions will be out this week. This weekend, probably Sunday, because I'm at Pride tomorrow in London. Sausages and a hermit. You're right. You're right. 4, 3, 2, 1. I've made a mistake, everyone. I've made a mistake and now I'm getting comments. We have the pink parrots. No one predicted this. We have Gucky, H-Bomb, Sneak Snack, and Tubbo as our final team. So Jojo's out. Jojo is out this event. We don't see Jojo. We don't see Quig. It's a pretty strong team. You know what? Sneak always surprises me. H-Bomb, Cleo, False, Jojo. Gucky is our new player, along with, obviously, Owen. But yeah, you know what? Gucky did pretty well in that first event. H-Bomb and Tubbo, it had to be. It had to be, didn't it? It had to be. It's an alright team. Would I say? I'd have to go look at like Gucky's stats for the last event. That's the main thing I think I have to do. Because Gucky did pretty solidly, but not like amazingly. H-Bomb definitely team leader. Yeah, true. H-Bomb is the bomb. I wasn't expecting a Luna because a Luna just doesn't do every event. Jojo's probably the biggest shock. I'm not shocked at puns. In terms of Tommy, I just think that he was like, yeah, I'm on tour, can't sign up. I'd expect Tommy back in the next one though. Let's go and look at CBK. He's back.
All things MCC, and it's that time where we do my
guys,
predictions and show you all the teams that are coming out for the upcoming MCC 32. Now, I actually haven't had much time with these teams because I've been away so much this month that I've barely looked at them. So we're going to wing this one and see what I think of them almost live because I really don't know who's on each team.
I have predictions.
First up, Antfrost, Rambo, already in my head. A very good team, chemistry-wise, should be incredible. Antfrost is on an absolute hot streak at the moment as well, getting over 3,000 coins in their last Canon MCC.
Yes,
Scar seems to have leveled out at about where he's going to be finishing in each event, and Rambo and Amesy are the dynamic duo. I think it's going to be a fun team to watch. I think that if this is the first team, that the other teams must also be very strong, and I can't wait to see what they are. Next up is the Orange Ocelots, made up of Kratzy, Orange Juice, Smallish Beans, and Mythical Sausage. At the time of this video coming out, it has just been Smallish Beans' birthday, and he has joined the big old 30 crew.
I'm
so
sure
welcome,
False
Joel, and happy birthday. Orange Juice makes his way into his
False
first
is not going to be
Canon
upset.
MCC.
Scott.
Now, I think this is going to be a very, very interesting
He's going to
one.
put green second.
I used
yeah,
Scott's points
definitely.
for Owen. Owen has statistically placed very well, but they're both non-Canon MCCs. Now, I'm not saying that doesn't mean he can do it in the main event, but there's always that difficulty of switching over to the main event versus a non-Canon. Time will tell. Kratzy playing really well at the moment too, and Sausage back again for another
to
MCC.
do all things MCC
Overall, I think this is statistically the strongest team, or it's very close.
There's one on the Reddit
team.
that I actually
Let's
just get my stuff from.
Now, I'm definitely not being biased here when I say that this is one of my favorite teams that I've seen. Fire Breath Man, Ant Venom, Solidarity, and Gemini.
They just put my
I'm a big fan of Fire Breath Man, Ant Venom, Solidarity, and Gemini Tate. What do you know? I always big up Gem and how good they are using a bow. Jimmy's really coming to his own.
I think Gem's a pretty solid team.
Jimmy. Fire Breath Man
Jimmy's done really well recently.
Again, beast. And me and Ant Venom have had this ongoing rivalry for Ace Race, and I just think it's going to be a blast. This team is very strong. Fire Breath Man is unbelievably good at this game, and I think if he can guide these guys with him, they can absolutely make it to
like
dodgeball.
hell.
I have no idea why like half the images aren't loading this time. It's really struggling today. Next up is Lime Llamas, Fruit Berries. SB737 is back, Beckyamon, and Impulse. Now, we all know Fruit Berries is absolutely unbelievable. SB as well has had a really strong showing. He just hasn't been playing much, so he's not in that many MCCs. And outside of MCC, does he practice much? I'm actually not sure. But I know when he's in the event, he does have an absolutely massive grind. And I can see SB popping off.
I think he just
really
uses
well
I think this is someone else's
Overall, it's a decent all-rounder team.
Uses.
You can never rule people like Fruit Berries out in PvP-based events. But I think that movement games are going to be really good for this team as well. And time will tell.
Me,
but right now, I don't think there's a team I've seen that I don't think can win the event. So that's getting nerve-wracking. Next up, totally non-biased, it's the Green Geckos. Made up of Sapnap, me, Dark Eyebrows, and Elena. Now, I'm really excited for this one because Dark Eyebrows just came in to MCC in, I believe, the non-canon event that just happened. I've completely lied. It was a canon event. It was MCC 31 with a team with Bekiamon, Filza, and Pizza Hut. And the first time they were actually in the event was in MCC Rising, way back when. Remember MCC Rising? I personally think we need another one. Let's get it started. Let's get it going.
I do think it is.
So overall, I'm excited for this team. I think we're very strong. I think we're definitely a little bit of a PvP team. We're going to be relying on Sapnap to lead, and we'll all just follow. I'm pretty sure. I think that's the easiest way to do these things. I'm a very confident second in command player. So let's see what happens. I think we can win the event. Everyone's just going to say I'm biased. Maybe I am. Deal with it. Yeah, next up, we have the Cyan Captains.
The
Cyan
best team.
Coyotes. Sorry, how embarrassing. Shadoon666, Captain Sparkles, Captain Gato, and Captain Puffy. We got Captain, and then I saw on Shadoon's name in brackets it said Captain Peru, which I'm assuming is a meme, one that I actually don't understand, but in my mind now, it's a team of captains, okay? Overall, super fun. Now, I don't know if this team can win. I know people are going to hate me for it, but I think they are strong, but I do think from the teams I've seen, they are one of the weaker teams overall. I think I'm going to put them quite up there. Shadoon and Captain Gato both coming in relatively recently. But, Shadoon and Captain Gato are both coming off the back of a win in the last event. I mean, Shadoon went from finishing sort of like 35th and then finished 10th place. But what I will say is I think that the team that they won with last event is a little bit stronger than this team statistically. I could be wrong, but that's just my feelings. I've been proven wrong a million times before. I can't wait to be proven wrong again. Next up is the Aqua Axolotls made up of Purpled, Ryguy Rocky, Eric, and Kara Corvus. Again, another really interesting team. We see Purpled and Wally Bear separated already. I guess we sort of saw that coming after the unbelievable dominance of the event that they played together last time. This team is good. It's a strong team. I can see this team doing very well. I think it's going to really depend on the games for this one. I do think they're going to rely on Purple to be his usual unbelievably good at the game self, and maybe to guide them in some situations. But again, it's MCC and no one knows what's going to happen. But I'm just going to put them in a place, and if it's wrong, you'll all say, haha, L. Told you were wrong. And we'll just move on. Speaking of Wally Bear, the next team is the Blue Bats, made up of Wally Bear, Smager, Shovel, and Red Velvet Cake.
Get, like, top 5.
Another really strong one. I absolutely can see this team making their way to Dodgeball, depending on the games. I think that Wally adds a really interesting dynamic to this game. I think without Wally, it's not a massively strong team for PvP games. But I think the addition of Wally makes them a very viable team for PvP games. If Wally sort of takes the lead and has the other guys back him up in those situations, I think it's going to be a great team to watch. And I think they really can make it to Dodgeball. Now, on paper, this team to me looks absolutely busted. It's the Purple Pandas, Pizza Hut, Tapple, Snifferish, and the Orion Sound. I don't know. Maybe I'm not keeping up. I have been a little bit out of touch with MCC stuff for the last month or so, just because I've been away. But am I missing something? Did these guys start underperforming or something? Because this team just looks busted. Pete and Tapple is an unbelievably strong combo. Sniff and Ollie both proven to be great teammates as well. I just think this is going to be a hard team to stop, especially if the games go their way. If we start getting games like Hole in the Wall, Ace Race, they've got very competent PvPers. I think this is a team that almost should absolutely make Dodgeball. I think it could be their event to lose potentially. And finally, we have the Pink Parrots made up of H-Bomb, Tubbo, Sneak Snag, and Gucky. I've said in the past that there was a team with H-Bomb that I didn't think could win, and they went on and did incredibly well. So I'll shut my mouth. This team is going to be so much fun to watch. They are going to be good for sure. I'm a massive fan of everyone in this team. I especially love Sneak Snag. Hats off to you, Sneak. But I think the team is great. Obviously they're going to want Sands of Time. It's H-Bomb's bread and butter. But there's not a lot of games I see them being massively weak at. I think they're going to be sort of a middle to above average in each game. So it's all just going to depend on the day and what happens, and time will tell. So if we were to look here at Scott's method of ranking the teams, it would be Cyan in last, Pink in 9th, Lime in 8th, Purple in 7th, Yellow in 5th, 6th, sorry, Blue in 5th, Red in 4th, Aqua in 3rd, Green in 2nd, and Orange in 1st. So Orange is statistically the best team via Scott's method. The teams are very, very close, though. And you can see here from the actual players who are going to do well here. Purple, Fire Breathman, Sapnap, and Frost. I'm in 11th. I need to sneak up to the top 10 again. I need to get back up there.
That was a pretty
actually, looking at it now, I see now that Tapple hasn't played in Season 3, and maybe that's what's like changing this team's average. I feel like if Tapple has a really good event in here, he's like a 2.5k coin player.
No.
So I think that could be absolutely busted. But now the moment you've all been waiting for, I think.
2.5k
my predictions, so that you can all berate me if I'm wrong. So give me a few minutes, and I'll come back with those. Okay, let's see how much you disagree with these ones. And if you do disagree with them, you can put in your own picks in the All Things MCC Fantasy Draft that we do for every single event. There will be a link in the description of this video, so you can prove me wrong and get more points than me in that. But here's what I went for. Aqua 10, Pink 9, a Red 8, Lime 7, Cyan 6, Yellow 5, Orange 4, Blue 3, Green 2, Purple 1. Everyone in before. Oh, he only put Green second because that's his team. Yes. I believe we can win. All right?
Second.
I believe we can win.
Second.
So, that's it. I mean, it's, you know, it's tough to call these things nowadays. Everyone's getting so good. The events are so unpredictable. I really struggle. But here we are.
All right, I'm really
Let me know
good
what you think in the comment section below. I've been CBK, and I will see you guys in the next video.
I didn't even really try last time. Okay, that's it. Guys, the video will probably be out Sunday. I'm hoping to get it done by Sunday. He said green second. We expected it. We all knew what was going to happen. We all knew what was going to happen. Let me just look.
Green second, because that's his.
So purple number 1. So purple was Tapel and Pete. And you know what? I'm pretty solid on that. I think that's a good pick. I'm not too... I think they're a pretty strong team. I'm going to go out there and say Orange are going to come third. Like, I'm going to make proper predictions, guys, so I don't actually think about these because these are just off the top of my head. I don't know why. I just think Orange aren't going to, like, get that top spot. Blue is way too high. Blue's, like, going to be low for me. Sorry, Blue. Aquas. I don't think he's too bad on Aqua. I think Cyan's going to be decently. I heard you disagree, and I heard AJX with Pete's team in the top 2. Did you disagree with teams in the top 2? No, I think that's going to be good. Wolfie's Extra going to post soon? What? I hate Wolfie's Extras. My enemy. My enemy. I do think Callum's team's sick, but to put him like Lime's quite sick as well. Orange is quite sick. Yellow's quite sick. So it's going to be difficult. I'm going to head off now. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you for all the channel support. You all mean the world to me. There'll be another short out in a second by the wonderful Twiggy. There'll be more shorts out over this week, month, year, whatever. Peace! As always, peace.